today's video I'm going to describe how to measure for a man's shirt. We're interested in the measurement around the neck, the sleeve length, and the chest. For the fit around the neck, you want a little bit of ease, maybe a finger's worth, and that can be from anywhere from about a ½ inch to an inch. You can imagine the proportion of that on a, let's say, a teenage boy wearing his first suit. His neck might actually measure 14. So you want about a ½ inch or a little more of ease on that. If you're putting a shirt on, say, an opera singer who has an 18-inch neck, the proportion of ease will need to be bigger. The fit on the sleeve is measured from the center back at the neck to the shoulder down to the sleeve hem, down at the bottom of the cuff. To measure the chest, you want to measure around the apex of the widest part of the chest. To measure the actor for the sleeve length, we need to start with the tape measure at true center back, measure over to the shoulder point, down to the elbow, bend your elbow, around the curve of the elbow, and then face the camera, and to the wrist here. And that gives us a 34-inch sleeve length. We want the elbow bent because we want the sleeve long enough to accommodate that ease. We don't want the sleeve to be coming up and looking short. So here's the shirt flat on the table and open. You can see the manufacturer's label telling you what fiber content it is. This is Southern Oregon University's show label. And then here, very important information, it's the manufacturer's tag that says this is a 15.5 and 32/33. That 15.5 is the actual measurement of the neck of the shirt, and the 32/33 is the actual measurement of the sleeve length. Now, I said that 15.5-inch neck and 32 or 33-inch sleeve length is true, and it is, but that's only when the shirt is new. As you know, in theater we reuse and use yet again and wash and dry our shirts over and over and over, in the course of which they can shrink a little. So that's why it's important to measure for yourself the sleeve and the neck of each shirt. So here's the neck of the shirt, and I'm going to measure this. I'm going to measure from the point at which the button is stitched on to the far side or the outer edge of the buttonhole, because when that's buttoned and on the actor, that's going to be the circumference of the shirt. So let's measure this, starting at where the button is stitched on over to the outer edge of the buttonhole. And this shirt, despite all the use it's had, is still measuring a 15.5. Since this actually measures 15.5 still, despite all the washing, I would be willing to try this on an actor whose neck actually measures 15 or even 14.75. So next I'm going to measure from the center back to the cuff length here. So I'm starting my tape measure at true center back, going past the armscye seam out to the edge of the cuff, and this measures 32.5. So that tells me that this sleeve is 32.5. To measure the shirt for the chest circumference, you want to button that here at center front, smooth it out, and measure from under the arm, side seam here, over to the other side seam. This measures 22 inches, so it's actually, this is the front half, so the shirt circumference is 44 inches. And we generally want about 3 or 4 inches of ease. It depends. It depends on the cut and the character in the actor and all of that fit. Shirts come in a slim cut or an athletic cut. That's for a slimmer torsoed gentleman, and then a more straight up and down, a more boxy cut for perhaps a fuller figured client. And then, of course, there are big and tall cuts that accommodate those sizes.